Hello, I'm Debs. This is Debs with This, and welcome. This is Friday Sews. So I've not got a lot of time today, so apologies in advance as I move things out of the way with my feet. I thought I'll just bob on. I've had a couple of fabric purchases, four makes and a knit. So I thought, yeah, I'll bob on. Hello, welcome. Thanks if you've liked, subscribed, commented and all that good stuff. My last video was all about the capsule challenge, and this is a more standard Friday sews. Now I haven't done one of these for a bit, which is why I've got 4 things to show you, even though my Sojo is not really back. But yeah, we're just going with it. So the first one I'll tell you about is this one that's on the mannequin. All of these are slightly crumpled, mostly because I very rarely iron things, and so if I've pulled them off the drying rack, then they're crumpled. I'm really sorry, but you'll get the idea. So this first one is a closet crawl crew make called the Alabaster top. It has so it's t-shirt style at the top, and then it has this interesting asymmetrical split on one side of it. Now I whipped this up from a metre of cotton jersey that came from Northern Monkey Makes. I had to shorten it by about that much to get the pattern pieces on, but that's all. And I think this works really well. It was a quick make, apart from the hemming round the split is a little bit, you have to kind of be steady and take your time. If I'd have had the right colour Mariflex, it would have been much easier, but I didn't, so I had to be a bit canny. But actually what I did in the end, I think I did it with a straight stitch on the basis that that wasn't going to need to stretch. It's not a stretchy part of the garment. And now I wore this over a pair of Avery leggings to do I do like bodywork treatment occasionally, and I wore it to do that, and it was perfect for that. So yes, there may be more of those, but I just was trying it out to see what it looked like. So that's make number 1. Make number 2, again, we're going to need pictures in. This is the Friday Company Bateau tee, which comes with long and short sleeves. I only had this little bit of a remnant of fabric left from when I made the Sewaholic Renfrew tee, so I kind of just had what I'd got left and I just went with that. So short sleeved. So it's called the Bateau neck, but it isn't really a Bateau neck. It's not. I always think of a Bateau neck as like the Jennifer Lauren Gable, you know, which kind of has like that more open neck, a bit like the sea salt, like a traditional sea salt, the British company. They're ready to wear tops. I always think that's a Bateau. I don't think this is a Bateau. I think it's just a normal neck. It is a really nice t-shirt though, and I got it out of not very much fabric at all because, like I say, I was just using it what I've got left. But yeah, no, I think that's slightly happier. I'm still not completely convinced by Visco's jersey as a sewing tool, but there you go. Now next is one that was kind of a test version, but I ended up really liking it. So this is the Nest sweatshirt. I might put this on the mannequin, hang on. So this is the Nest sweatshirt, which is a Sew Liberated pattern that I've had for ages, and I finally got around to wearing it. The idea is that this is my test version. I've got some CUX6, I can't remember which collection, not this time's collection, the last time's collection, and then it's like mauvey and then some like orangey coloured like smaller floral. I'll show it to you when I do my plans video, but the plan was to make that, and I wanted to see how this was sizing wise. So this has got this nice crossover v-neck at the front and the raglan seams, and they have you don't have to do the quilt block, and I'd never made a quilt block before. Isn't that exciting? So I thought I'd do my first one in French terry with stretch on the front of a sweatshirt, because, you know, why wouldn't you? I added this detail with this is silk thread, and I just top stitched over some of the panels, and you can see it's got these really nice style lines. So I mean, you could colour block this and make this look really stunning. I think the back is plain apart from the raglan sleeve, and I have done the same with the bottom hem. Now I didn't do it with the arm hem because I didn't think it would look nice on the hem, and I did like you'll be able to see that. I did like a decorative stitch, and then I couldn't unpick it. Like it's a stretch hem stitch that's done on the machine, and I couldn't unpick it. So it's not quite, it's a little bit creamier in colour, but I think only I would notice that. Yeah, so I'm really pleased with that, and I'm looking forward to making another one. I think it's slightly oversized. I'll put a picture of me in it that I put on Instagram. And I have tons of this fabric left because it was Northern Monkey makes like special offer because it got like a big hole in it or something. And I got it to make the kids joggers with. And then I've stolen it back. Now the next one, this is the final make, I think, are these. And you'll see that in that picture. So these are the Chanterelle pants from So Liberated, which I have made in this art gallery fabric flannel. These are the coziest, most comfy pair of trousers I possess. I love them. They have this really nice shape. So the Chanterelle I've spoken about before, it comes with two different leg shapes. There's a straight wide legged one, and then this one which has got pleats at the bottom, and then it inserts into this narrow cuff band. I'll put in a line drawing. It has patch pockets on the back, and then these big like pork choppy pockets on the front. And I had 2 meters of this art gallery flannel, which is really narrow, and I squeaked it out. Like I literally didn't have enough left for a scrunchie at the end of it. There was none left. Oh, I haven't put a label in. That's a bit remiss. I need to find a label. And I did. So I have this weird thing where I really don't like 3 lines of top stitching over the top of a waistband. And so what I've done, I don't know if you'll be able to see, I'll put in a different picture. I've done waves. So lovely Rachael, who is the French seams, all the French seams, you know what I mean. She does this. She does like a wavy line, and I was like, that makes me much happier. So mine is a bit irregular, but I don't think you can't see it when it's on. But I just know that it doesn't have those like 3 tram lines, which I don't like. So yes, really pleased with those. My next plan for Chanterelles is to make a pair in this French terry, in preparation for making one in a pair of in some See You at 6 French terry. I mean, I could just go on and make it, but these are quite, I kind of was between the 14 and the 16 for this, and I made the 16, but I'm wondering if I need to make the 14 in the French terry, which is why I thought I'll make a pair of shorts in it, and then they'll do either for one of the girls to sleep in, or I might just keep them. So we'll see. So that's my makes. Right, and next I've got some fabric. So you will remember, I'm sure, if you're a long time viewer, that I was doing the whole 30 fabric challenge, and I finished. In fact, I made 35 meters, I think, of fabric in the end before I bought any fabric. The first fabric that I bought after my fast was completed, oh, bang wallop crash, is not going to look like anything very much on here, but it's really nice. So this is navy tencel cotton, I think, and it came from Fabworks Mill Shop. It's got a really nice draper movement. It's got a real nice texture as well, like kind of crisscross, like a grid. Now, and this needs to be sewn up very soon. I've got 3.5, maybe 4 meters of that, and that is going to be, I haven't got the pattern envelope, the Trend Patterns Riviera dress, which is TCP 33, I think. If I've got that wrong, I'll change it up here. But it's a shirt dress, which is actually simpler than it looks. It's got a grown-on sleeve. It's got either 6 or 8 panels skirt, and then like a waist panel, which is front and back, so like double lined. I had got this printed out. I used a different pattern company because I've been trying a few to see kind of what the difference is between them, and I used Fabuloso to print this out. They were really helpful. It was about 3 days, I think, from ordering it, but I think I might have ordered it on a Sunday. I think it came on the Wednesday. And unfortunately, this pattern is not layered. So I sent it out to be AO printed, and I've just got them all, like all the layers, which I don't know. It was £20, I think, for the PDF. I didn't pay that. I think I got a 40% off code. And it's £25 for the printed pattern, but like it's not layered, which is really, I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see how we turn out. So my plan for this is I want to get this sewn up in this for the Knitting and Stitching show, which is a week on Sunday. Today's Friday. So yeah, so about 10 days. There are things happening in those 10 days though, so we'll see. And it probably just depends how easy it is to make. And I'm kind of between sizes. I'm, as always, a slightly smaller size on top than I am at my waist. Yeah, so I shall feed back and let you know how you got on. But I was really pleased with that. I think it was, I'll down below if they've still got some. It wasn't a lot of money, maybe £7 a metre, something like that, perhaps less than that. But yeah, no, I was really impressed. I really like it. And it's just got that thing where it's a plain, but actually there's enough interest in it that I'm happy. Right, the next new fabric came from the Cone Exchange and hasn't been washed yet. So this, I know you might think I'm slightly bonkers. I kind of picked it up and put it down about 10 times. It's 170 centimetres by 160 centimetres and costs £7. And I just really like the colour and the texture of this. Now, in my head, this is either going to be a cardi or what I thought was the pullover by Paper Theory, is it? Or a toaster or something, I suppose. But I haven't made the LB Textiles one, and that was one that the Fold Line gave away free for something 1 year. So I've had that for a little while. So I think that should be enough. And I just thought that would look, I'm trying to not bash the mic. I thought that was a really nice colour. It goes with loads of the clothes that I possess. And kind of tied some of my colours together a little bit. Let me know what you think about that. I did do a burn test yesterday and it smelled, there was a little bit of natural fibrin, but quite a lot of poly, I think. So it's probably a bit of a blend of the two, which you'd expect. And that's the other side. Now my daughter's trying to tell me that I need to use that for the right side, but I just really like the textured one. I really like it. So yes, let me know any pattern suggestions for that one, or yeah, if you think I've gone completely nuts buying such a fabric. Now the next fabric that arrived is a big spend. So I told you last time I have bought the Traveller Coat by Bella Loves Patterns. Really interested to see how I get on with this. I've heard some really good things about her patterns, and I would buy them all that and the assembly line. I would just buy all the patterns and just make them, but yeah, I haven't got that much money in the world. So I have bought this, which is a wool mix coating. It feels quite a lot of wool. It's double faced. It's really soft both sides. I don't know whether the colour will come out, but it's like a really warm navy. So it's warmer even than this actually, but which I think is probably better than a really dark navy. And I'm hoping, so I got 4 meters of that. And my plan is to make that Traveller Coat. I also ended up buying 3 meters of their medium weight interfacing, which cost like an arm and a leg as well. This fabric was reduced to, I think, £14 a meter or something from double that. So I felt like that was a good deal. And in this colour, it will be something that I'll, it's not going to feel too outrageous, but it's also going to go with nearly everything. Yeah, so I'm quite excited to get started on that, but obviously I can't do that until I've finished this. So yes, we'll see if that works as a thing, or if, you know what I'm like, when I try and make myself do something in an order, I nearly always will push against that and do something different. So I promised you this wasn't going to become a knitting channel, but I had to show you this because I'm quite excited. So this is, look, isn't it a lovely colour? So this is, it's by Make It. It's a free pattern. I'll find it. There we go. The See My Vest Chunky. And I went with this because I managed to get a big bag of chunky wool from the Cone Exchange by us. And so I was trying to find one that matched. So I did have another one in mind, but because it needed a different kind of yarn, and I priced up the yarn, it was going to be £40. Where I got this yarn for £3.50. So that felt much better. This is a wool and acrylic blend. Is it Serdar, the company? I don't know. Anyway, so I thought I would do this. And so I learned lots of new things. I learned about picking up stitches from a cast off edge, and I learned stretchy binding. Look at my stretchy binding, lovely and stretchy. Yeah, so I learned lots of things and I really enjoyed making it. It took me quite a long time compared to if I'd have sewn it, but it's not the same thing, is it? And I think it's going to look really lovely with some of my navy makes. So I promise you, I'll always put the knitting at the end so that you don't have to listen to the knitting. Right, and a life update. So there's no Harrogate Social this month. I'm going to the Knitting and Stitching with Ruth from the Harrogate Social, not this weekend, but the next weekend. So that's exciting. So I shall try and take some footage while I'm there. And that's about it, really. Yeah, we're doing all right. I think we're doing all right considering we're autumnal. I put in a couple of pictures of we've had some really beautiful days. Just felt really nice. And I've been getting out on the bike, inspired by Katinka, actually, who's seamstress at the cottage. She's been doing lots of bike riding. And so I decided that a lot of my journeys this week, instead of taking the car, I was going to go on the bike. So, yeah, I think motorists in the UK are not really geared up to share the road with cyclists, or certainly not in Harrogate. But yeah, we're still working on that when I'm trying to find easy ways to get to places that don't involve the big roundabouts. There you go. I think that's me today. So I whirlwind tour through the things that have been happening. I will catch up with you all again very soon. I hope you're all well, and that wherever you are in the world, you are finding time to rest and replenish and do some making if that's something that brings you joy. And that's to say goodbye for now, and God bless, and I'll see you soon.